Tonight on the Goblin's Corner.
Justin Heasman.
That's how we roll. 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 That's how we roll.
Welcome to the Goblin's Corner. My name is Eric.
And I'm Matt.
And tonight,
We're interviewing Justin Heasman.
that's right, Justin Heasman is the lead developer for the Ultimate Games Master, an RPG companion app. UGM allows GMs the ability to import content, create unique adventures on your desktop, augment gameplay with sound effects, music, maps, messaging, a whole host of other really awesome stuff. And he's got a Kickstarter out now for the game app. Justin, welcome to our show.
Thanks, Eric. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good to be here in the morning, by the way. It's 6 a.m. over on his time, so good on you to be alive and awake as well.
Live and awake. Yeah, that's pushing it a bit, I think.
That's right.
Well, you might be alive and awake at 6 a.m. I, however, would be just passing out.
And you would just be going to bed.
Yes.
So first up, talk to us about Ultimate Games Master. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the Ultimate Games Master came from a frustration that I was having with having like many different apps running while I was playing my games. I mean, I'm our dungeon master, our games master, and I had, because I like to immerse my players, so I had an app for running my sounds, an app for keeping my companions. I had maps all over the place, and being a developer, I decided to put them all into an app and ran with that for a little bit. And then after, a few years of development, we ended up with the Ultimate Games Master, which is a four-pronged attacked kind of app, which caters for players, GMs, spectators and streamers, and authors. So you can author your own campaigns or even your own game set and stuff like that in there as well. So if you're a game designer, you can design a complete rule system in there, or sort of use one of the open kind of source rule systems as a base and then adapt that. So yeah, that's kind of how it came about, and it's great. We've taken it to a few games expos in the UK, had really good reviews, and people seem to really love it. So we decided to kickstart it and see what happens.
Sounds good.
Yeah. This sounds like a real mixture of really interesting things. You mentioned content creation, obviously, so you can write in it. Obviously, I'm assuming playing the games, because you mentioned sound and maps and stuff, so very similar to like what Roll20 does, or some of the other games as well. But you also have importing content, so I'm assuming importing like homebrewed games, or even maybe third-party material, or even, I guess, official stuff from like D&D or Shadowrun or some of the other game systems too.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you've got any kind of game system, we're kind of out the box. We're putting the rules in for a lot of the open source rule sets, like the SRD, which is 5th edition. There's an SRD 3.5, Pathfinder 1 and 2 have got one, and Starfinder. They're kind of the 5 that we're kind of catering for out of the box. But if there's an obscure one that we've never heard of, you can just enter the rules yourself and play along. Very easy to do. Works with like a very simple drag and drop campaign developer interface. Trying to make it as simple as we possibly can. And yeah, it's very powerful and can kind of, it brings everything together all in one place. Like you say, you can play the game from it as well. So, you've got complete networking between the GM and the players, and also the spectators. So if you've got, if you stream, you can overlay a UGM on your stream so that you can display live stats on there, like your hit points, and you can watch them deduct as you play, and anything. I mean, it's very customizable. So yeah, you can stick whatever you like on there and play and have people watch it in real time.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, especially with the fact that a lot of games now, because of the pandemic, have gone online. This is a great tool to have.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. And you can import any maps you've got. And one of the cool things about it is anything that you create on your GM side of it, you can send to your players. So if you've got maps or handouts or any cool stuff like that, you can, and they find it, you can send it to them, and it's all held within their character sheet. So they've got access to stuff whenever they need it. Like if a map of the realm, so they've got a map to see exactly all the different cities or towns and stuff like that, and they can go to them. But you can also, if they find some dying bloke decides to hand them over some kind of parchment with some cryptic writing on it, you can do that and then give it to them, and then they've got it there. So when they maybe learn the language or know someone that knows it, they can maybe translate it. Yeah, anything like that. It's very powerful, and it's, for us, it was all about the immersion the players into your game without breaking that kind of realism there. So you've got for a GM, it's so easy to get bogged down with rules and bits of paper and apps and stuff like that, where you just have it in front of you, and it kind of, once you've designed your campaign or whatever, it kind of, you just read it and use it as a notepad or whatever, and a mind jogger, so you can see exactly what's coming up, what the player's going to have, any bits you might need to read out. It's got auto cues built into it, so if you do need to read out a whopping great paragraph of some text, you can do that very easily, and it nicely scrolls. So there's no leaving the app. You want to fire off a sound or a music track, push the button, and off it goes, with some nice cross-fading going on. So, if they go from the tavern to, a busy town or harbour or something, you've got a nice crossfade as they sort of segue into that area. So yeah, for our games, it is really enhanced them and made them great fun. And you can do some stuff in there that you probably couldn't do with pen and paper. So simple things like you can, if you want to, have a lot more secrecy going on. So if I want to fire off a message to a particular player, or I want to ask them a particular question, I can prepare some questions if I want to, or I can free type it as I go. But if you get to, say, an area and someone gives you a note and they want an answer to a particular question, you can fire that off to one of your players, and it will just pop up on their character sheet, and they can just use your finger and go, oh, okay, yes or no, and no one else needs to know about this.
So no more Discord, guys. That's how it works. Now you don't have to have, like you said, 15 different apps, right?
Right, that's it. And it's very easy. It's to create these things. It's, like I said earlier on, it's just drag and drop, and there it is. Very simple.
Very cool. So speaking of creation, will UGM be offering unique content as well as the ability to create content? Yeah,
definitely. That's one of the reasons why we have gone with the subscription model, purely because we've got a whole team. We've got a team of like 5 people working on the product. One of them's content dev. So we've got campaigns that we're writing. There'll be some homebrewed stuff as well that you can import into your own campaigns. We work with like what we call a bundle system. So you drag in whatever bundles you want to use on your game. That could be anything from sound bundles, music, content like monsters or items, things like that. So you can, for example, a whole game set is a bundle. So SRD 5.1 for 5th edition is a bundle. So you can put that into your app and drag bits out of it if you want to use that. Or even because it's all self-contained in there, you can pull in, say, a Pathfinder bundle and drag some monsters into your 5th edition campaign if you want to do that.
Oh, see, I like that. So that's the mix and match.
Yeah.
Methodology.
Yeah, because one of the things that other game systems do is you have to buy like everything. And if I just want some monsters, I'm either going to have to go find them and make them myself, or I'm going to have to buy an entire thing. It sounds like you guys have a little bit more of a modular system, which allows you to customize your game. Yeah, like you mentioned Starfinder, right? And you can throw any traditional D&D monster from Starfinder in there. Go grab that, toss it in, update the stats. Good to go, man. Now you can play whatever you want.
You can also snag some Starfinder monsters and drag them into a D&D game.
Oh, now we're talking, my friend. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, there's no difference between a wand and a laser gun if you don't know what the...
They both go pew pew.
Yeah. I cast fireball, I cast laser.
Yeah, absolutely.
I cast
awesome.
shield.
So, obviously you're making an online game, but I have to ask, because it's always the nature versus nurture question for gamers. Do you prefer online gaming versus in-person gaming?
I like it. I mean, we've always played with a mix and match, because even though we've been hit by a pandemic, one of our players, and actually one of our team, lives in Germany. Mm-hmm. So obviously he can never join us. So he's always joined us on Zoom anyway. I mean, I do miss the round the table kind of thing, eating food together while we play. But using, some of the online tools that we've got, it makes non-in-person gaming so much easier, and it does honestly feel like they're still there because you're connected up. You've still got all that aspect. Though I do, like I say, I do miss the in-person gaming.
We do too.
Yeah.
Now what we'll often do when we were playing in person is we would often have we'd have the big screen up, and we'd have a game running, or the map at least, on the screen so that everybody could see it, because we weren't fancy, so we didn't have the TV that was the table,
right?
Which we're working on that. But and then everybody else could be logged into the app as well, looking at their characters. Now I don't have to carry around my books. And then I love the idea, if someone's far away, we've got friends in other cities, other states, other countries, in fact, and they can play with us as well. So the people that are there, they can joke around. Because it's the trash talk really that I miss, is being in the same room and talking smack and just joking around. And so I think that this is great that you can incorporate both live play and online play with that.
Yeah, and it's good fun, because, like I say, you can incorporate your live and your non-live kind of play, and it makes it really good fun. But going back to the dragging stuff in from different gaming systems, one thing you said about tweak the stats. Well, we've got an action scripting stuff built into it. So if you drag a monster in, you can actually have it to auto adjust your stats based on your current game. So it makes your drag and drop in of different gaming systems a lot more easier to do and quicker. So
I can drag a 3.5 monster into 5th edition and it'll auto update.
Yeah, but you can say, okay,
I'm sold, guys. That's it. I'm done.
And we've lost Eric for the night. Good night, folks.
Good night, folks. We're done. See you guys later. That's great, right? Because the calculation stuff, and trust me, I'm the kind of person that will break anything, which is great because I'm in user experience. But I will break stuff, and I'm good at breaking stuff. And the fact that the game is smart enough to calculate that is perfect.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a great feature to have. Yeah.
So you can say, okay, if you pick a gaming system that has like crazy amount of hit points, you can say, okay, well, when we transfer any from this system to this system, the hit points is dependent on, I don't know, you can work it out yourself. I mean, or add some kind of action script in there. But what you could do, a simple thing is like, okay, whenever we drag this, the hit points divided by 10 and rounded down, or anything like that. Or when it's dragged in here, your hit points is divided by the level, then times by the equivalent D&D level or something. Yep. It's very, very customizable. So it's makes it as easy as it possibly can. But then you could then go to like a step further. So let's say you've got, I'm taking my team through Rise of Tiamat at the moment. It's a highly customized version because it had its issues. You can drag that entire campaign and pull it across and run it as a Pathfinder game. And it will automatically go through and say, okay, this skill is the equivalent of this skill, blah, blah, blah. And it will work it out and then create you that campaign based in D&D. So, or you can stick it in space and have it in a Starfinder campaign. So you can transfer, or you can buy
Rise of Tiamat and Starfinder.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm for it. Man, a skittermander with a needle gun. I'm just saying, I got you. Let's do this.
yeah, that's the next game we should play, really. It's Tiamat in space.
Hey, it's got a very B-movie vibe to it, isn't it?
That's pretty much my whole life. It's just a B-movie vibe. That's awesome.
So you mentioned the fact that there are several options for RPGs that you can play in this, but what is your personal favorite RPG?
Well, I've always been a D&D guy, purely because that's what I was brought up with back in the 80s when I was young.
And we understand that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I picked up, I used to watch the cartoon, the D&D cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on really early. You could never record, you could never watch it on catch up. You had to be up early to watch it, otherwise you missed it, and that was it. And I used to love that. And I was like amazed that it was based on a game. And I was like, said to my parents, "Oh, can I get the book to this game?" Didn't have a clue about RPGs at all. I think I must have been like 7 or 8 at the time.
That was during the was it the Satanic craze?
Oh, yeah, the Satanic Panic.
Yeah, Satanic Panic. And the Chick tracks where they're always like, we're playing D&D and now we've summoned the devil. Only, I mean, the only thing I summoned with like my nerd friends, out there, I wanted to summon a Balrog.
No luck.
Yeah, and then that was all the thing. I mean, and I never even knew any of that was obviously because I was so young. I didn't have a clue what was actually going on in the world and what people were thinking of it.
I think that was a bigger issue here than there as well, though.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Might have been. Yeah, might have been. But yeah, they picked me up a 2nd edition Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yes, the book's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. Matt.
Yeah, I've got mine.
Yeah,
down there.
I see all the 5th edition books behind you. You can't. I don't know if you can't see it on the Zoom call, but if you ever look at our show, there's nothing but a wall of books.
3.5 there, 5 there. Nope, those are different games.
Those are all White Wolf games, and then
your 1st and 2nd are down there.
Yeah, they're down near the bottom. It's kind of,
and behind me on this side as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's kind of like what is it? The strata from rock formations. The older versions go lower and lower, and they're just pressed more into the ground.
Well,
yeah, it's true. Yeah, mine are down. My early ones are down there, and they kind of get up. And right at the top there, just out of camera, I've got like my 5th edition starter sets, and I've got a Stranger Things.
And 2nd edition also had
a
serious love of box sets.
Mm.
And those don't fit comfortably on the bookshelf.
That's never do. But the Planescape ones are nice.
Yes.
I miss Planescape.
I know. I miss Dark Sun.
I miss Dark Sun. That's what I miss. I want them to bring back. You mentioned the D&D cartoon, and we really need to get Kevin Smith to remake that because he already remade He-Man, guys, and it's not bad.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I don't know why it got such bad press. I mean, I know,
So
He-Man's not in it very much, but it's not. It's the world, isn't it?
They gave these
the
toys a
characters,
backstory. He gave them a backstory that did not exist.
I think it's great. And it's only half a season they've got so far. There's still the other half a season that's coming soon.
Yeah, but people are in a hurry to whine about stuff.
Fair enough. I'm just saying we got to get him on the horn, man. He's got to redo the D&D cartoon because I'm never going to see a D&D movie. They keep teasing it to me, and look, if it's anything like the other ones, then
what other ones?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. When are we getting the magic treatment for the D&D movie is what I'm wanting to know.
Yeah. A good budget movie. And I
would be willing to just play the bartender at the tavern.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I'd just be the guy lurking in the corner, just chilling, sharpening his knives.
Yeah. In the Goblin's
Chilling
Corner?
in the corner.
In the Goblin's
I'll-
Corner,
I'll-
in fact.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll dress me as a goblin in the Goblin's Corner. I will totally do that.
Excellent.
Well, this would not be
Yeah.
a Goblin's Corner episode without a question of the week, and Matt's got one for you as well, Justin. So what do you got, man?
All right, so we're going to move forward in time a little bit. It's we'll say 54. You're sitting in a room surrounded by, VR or AR and cyberware. What is your flashy hacker name, and what would your visual persona be on the Matrix?
Ooh, well, I've always gone by the name Sketchwork. It's just a name that's been passed down, and it's one of my companies was called Sketchwork Productions because I run a film and visual effect company as well. So that would be my name, Sketchwork, and that kind of goes. That can be it can be a futuristic kind of name, and my like avatar kind of thing. I think I would probably be very Gandalf looking.
All right.
So you got the long beard.
Long cloak. Probably probably no beard. Not an old Gandalf, but maybe a younger, but dressing
the young,
with the
fresh
flowy cloak
Gandalf.
and
The pre-aged Gandalf.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that will be kind of
Gandalf
how
the Green.
Gandalf the Electron green. I like that.
What about you guys?
So, what would yours be? Because,
It would be a gremlin.
sure.
It would be it would be a little gremlin like from the Gremlins movie, but it would be 8-bit. It would be an 8-bit gremlin, and everything else would be full high res. Just me, I would just be 8-bit. So all of the objects I interacted with would be complete high res. I would most likely be atomic green. That Commodore 64 Apple
Monochrome
IIe
green.
monochrome
Yeah.
green. My eyes would be red though.
Sure.
They'd have to be.
Because Gremlin.
Sure. That looked like
Makes
a little glitch in the system. Matt?
You and I both know that the chances that even in the future I end up a hacker are slightly less than 0%. I might swing back around the other way, but
You'd be the ghost in the machine, is what you're saying?
exactly. Just go. So I don't know. With my luck, I'd probably, just like you said, right? I'd be the ghost in the machine. I would look just like me. Just
standing like this
Yeah.
the whole time.
what am I supposed to do with this
What
What
nonsense?
the hell am I?
What does this button do?
I would make you a fairy dragon. That's what I would do. I would turn you into like one of the D&D monsters, like a fairy dragon or a beholder or something like that, just because.
I'd take that. Yeah, I'll be a fairy dragon because I'd be doing as much chaos as a fairy dragon because I'd just be like, what does this string of information do?
Randomly press these buttons just
Yeah.
back and forth.
Or with your AR headset on, you'll be like, ah.
Just
Absolutely.
steal the occasion 1 or 0 out of a string of binary and just keep it moving.
Yep. Justin Heasman is the lead developer for Ultimate Games Master, an RPG companion app. Justin, thanks so much for joining us on the Goblin's Corner today. It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure. It's been good fun. Thank you.
It was nice to meet you.
You too, Matt.
Did you enjoy this interview? Write to us, info@goblinscorner.com, or you can reach me, Eric@goblinscorner.com, or
Me, Matt at goblinscorner.com.
we're on all of the things. Here are a few of the things which we are on: Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, and Twitch as.
Goblin's Corner.
Additionally,
Instagram as The Goblin's Corner.
yes. And of course, if you like our show, subscribe to the podcast on your favorite player, Twitch or YouTube.
Click the 5 stars and subscribe, ring the bell, do all the YouTube stuff.
Yep. It feeds the hungry algorithm and gets our show out to more people.
Indeed.
And again, where can we find your game, Justin?
Our website is probably the easiest thing, and that's www.ultimategamesmaster.com. From there, you can access all of our social media stuff. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're kind of everywhere, really. So, yeah, or hit us an email at letsplay@ultimategamesmaster.com.
And they've got a Kickstarter, so definitely check that out as well.
And that is searchable at Kickstarter at Ultimate Games Master.
That's correct.
And they can find that there.
That's very true.
That's where they really need to find it first.
Go give them money, guys.
Exactly.
Give them money. That's all the time we have for tonight. Once again, my name is Eric.
And I'm Matt.
We'll see you next time.
Good night.
The Goblin's Corner is written and produced by Eric Holden and Matt Staples.
Show song by the Mighty D20.
What a wonderful guy.
This is a Subterranean production.
The end.